our audio works.
Guess we'll find out. They'll tell us.
Yep. Okay. Hello. Should be on. Just
Hello.
that damn billboard. I don't know why there's a mystery blank billboard. So you guys got to wait 10 seconds for that thing to change. I'll have to figure that out later. But anyway, welcome everybody to session 4 of Deadlands Horror Headstone Hill. Recapping last week.
Nothing of interest happened.
No, not really. Kind of a boring one, shopper episode, basically.
Yeah.
So, we kicked off with that encounter in the parlor of Len Buckles' house with the piano, the Slayer piano that
your piano
Reverend had, basically tied himself to because of his situation. And, that definitely came back to bite him. No pun intended. And
are you sure?
Oh, it was intended. And your two of your counterparts at least woke up to come down and help out. And just as heavy sleeper James made his way down, JT made the final blow to the piano, thrusting his blade. What kind of a blade is it that you have? Do you have like a...
It's actually the cane with the bang stick, the shotgun round in the end of it, right?
No, I thought you finished it with your blade.
Yeah, you definitely finished it with your saber.
Yeah, I think
the cavalry saber.
That's what I'm
my
talking about.
cavalry. That is correct.
And just tearing up the wires in the piano and putting that to rest. And then from there, a little bit further inspection of the house, and it took a little bit, but I think you guys eventually figured out, a little bit of what's going on with that large chunk of ghost rock. Seemingly, as you moved it around a little bit, it seemed to kind of shake up the snow globe of, evil energy, and until that settled again for a, seemingly varying amount of time. The creepiness of it went away. Ready to set out and do some further investigations about the town, you actually got a visitor. One of Heaston's, I think he said he was Heaston's son, right? I forget his.
Yeah.
Came with the delivery of your sweet rings that you had ordered from the bakery, and
You short, as I recall.
Well, delivery fee.
Ate a couple of our donuts.
Yeah. And let you know that his father would very much like to speak with you all, welcome you to town and whatnot. And knowing that Mr. Heaston, the town is essentially renamed after, was something that seemed pretty important. So you headed out before heading to see him. You went and checked in with a few other people, heading over to the church, stopping by Nolly's to also, basically take up rent for the house now that you feel a little bit more comfortable staying there going forward. And I think that's about where we left off. Yeah. So you guys are, essentially outside of Nolly's or whatever, and were you heading right to Heaston's?
I think that was the plan.
Yeah.
To Jarem Heaston's
no
office?
reason to dally.
Well, we don't want to look too eager.
All right.
So we want to wander first. Well, we had gone by the church, and we had gone by where else? I forget.
I think it was just there, and then to JD to Nolly's.
Yeah, we went to Nolly's.
Right. Yeah.
I think we waited around there for a while too. For like
you had kind of talked with a few of the locals, some of the
Right.
miners and others that were in line getting basically munchies for the day.
Well, I think that's probably enough wandering then.
Yeah, I
Just
think
head
we're
to
good.
the
It's probably
head to the office.
it's probably what mid-morning, a little before noon at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Alrighty.
we'll head to Heaston's house there on the hill. And
I thought it was at his office, not at
Yeah,
oh,
his
that's
office.
right. You're right. It was his office.
Yeah, the mining company at
All right. So
24 right here.
you head towards his office, and walking up to that, and y- as you head inside, you can hear a conversation between a couple gentlemen, and you see that these two gentlemen are talking over something. Initial, just take 2 seconds to kind of listen. You can gather from the conversation that they're talking about something related to finances or whatnot. One person is dressed up, a little more business attire, and on kind of the visitor side of the table for this desk. So you can kind of put together that the other one on the other side is Jarem Heaston. As you come in, Heaston, looks up and acknowledges you all, and says, "Welcome, folks. Glad. Sounds like you got my invitation from Maxim. This is Angus Deal, my attorney. Uh, just finishing up a few things here, and I'll be able to sit down and have a chat."
Is there like a parlor room or something adjacent that looks like we should be waiting in there, or
Yeah,
just
there's
supposed
a
to be
little
hanging
bit,
out?
a little bit of a bench area like that. You also you did notice that Max, the Heaston boy that came with the sweet rings, he was out front as well, and just kind of gives you a nod as you walk up to the office. And there's a few others, just kind of look like other friends hanging out with him. But after a moment or two, he dismisses Mr. Deal, and then turns to the rest of you. "Offer you a whiskey? I'm not looking to be friends, and I reckon you ain't either, but we each have our own business here in my town."
Well, I ain't one to turn down a drink when offered, so I believe I will.
He heads over to a little kind of like a bar station, and pops open a decanter and puts out a glass, and kind of looks to each of you who all wants to have a glass. How many he's pulling out?
The Reverend raises his hand and shakes his head.
Well, I don't
Yes.
share my divine friend's perception. I'm assuming a gentleman of your stature will have something from east of the Mississippi. Am I correct?
Does man of fine taste, eh?
I've been called that a time or two.
3.
John mutters to himself. He's been called a lot of things, I reckon.
Yeah, he says, "Let me see what I got." And he opens up a cupboard and rummages through a few bottles, and brings something out, pop of the cork, and pours a couple fingers for you. Revan, you said no, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. All right.
I'll,
And James?
I'll accept a glass if he's pouring.
Okay, so he's got 3 glasses out, pours those and brings those over. Says, "Now misunderstandings happen, but there's no need for it to escalate. That's why I figured I'd invite you over, and say hello. Make sure there's a line of communication should our agendas ever run at a cross purpose."
I see. I see. I kind of look over to the Reverend and kind of motion him to sort of open up the discussion, if I can gently make that so.
We have we crossed you, Mr. Easton?
Oh no, not at all. I just want to lay down some ground rules and make sure that we understand that each other, so that doesn't happen.
By all means.
What what kind of rules are we talking about here? Something beyond just the law?
Says, I need you all to understand. This is my town. Lock, stock, and barrel. I know why you're here. More or less. Ain't a thing that walks, crawls, or flies over this town that I don't know about. You're here looking for Buckles. Though, I'm sure that's not his real name. Kind of pauses, takes a sip of his drink.
That's a curious theory, Mr. Heaston.
What
Very
makes you so
curious.
sure?
Well, it's a rare individual who carries a Gatling pistol. And just so happens that Elmer Blaine, proprietor of the Aspen Lounge, just added one to his collection.
And why would we be interested in this arrangement, Mr. Heaston? This incident that you're referring to?
Are you talking about the gun?
Yes.
What lounge did he say?
Aspen Lounge.
Aspen Lounge.
Yeah. This is, well, special issued type weapon like that. Not your everyday cowpoke's gonna be walking in with one of those.
Now, say we were looking for this Mr. Buckles. I take it your information doesn't come free.
Says, well, consider this this little tidbit on the house. Little friendly help, and perhaps yes, maybe you can repay the favor some other day.
Now, one established gentleman to another. I find it peculiar that you'd be willing to do this for us. That's the part I'm interested in.
I appreciate your style, Mr. I'm sorry, where are my manners? I did not believe we formally introduced ourselves. Of course, you all know that I am Jarem Heaston.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Heaston. I assumed you knew who I was already. Professor Beauregard. JT Beauregard.
Ah, very nice to meet you, Mr. Beauregard.
I'm the Reverend Marcus.
It's seen better days, Reverend.
Yeah, that's what the professor tells me.
Should probably go see Dr. Kirk.
That's what
Oh,
everyone
no.
else tells me.
This gentleman has already seen a miracle or two from me. He's just fine.
Yeah, he turns right back to you, Reverend. He says that, and this is and I would stay away from this one's miracles, I guess, if that's the result.
Oh, could be worse. Well, since it's free information, how long ago did the Aspen Lounge come into possession of this Gatling pistol?
Oh, I don't know the specifics about that. Just know that Mr. Blaine did happens to be in possession of that now. If you were looking for the man that used to own it, I'd reckon I'd start there.
What exactly makes you so sure that we're here looking for Mr. Was it Buckles?
Buckles.
It was.
Give me a. I think is it performance or not? What's the deception here? I think it is.
Persuasion, I think.
Persuasion,
Yeah, you're right. Persuasion. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
a
think we're still
catch-all
paused.
for everything.
Oh, sorry. Well, that shouldn't affect the roll, but
Damn it, John! You're supposed to leave that performance stuff to me.
Easton just kind of gives you a side eye, and you know you can tell he's seeing right through your bullshit, and he just says, as I said, it's my business to know what goes on in this town, and when a new group of strangers come in out of the blue and you know start digging around town looking for people, I'm gonna find out.
So, Todd, let me ask you, as a studier of military history, tactics, and strategy of many kind, and more than a few business deals, can I pick up on anything obvious that this is a setup kind of conversation? My persuasion, my battle are both the same, so I can go either way. But
You mean as a snake oil salesman and fraudster, are you picking up on some?
now you've seen
Wow.
isn't what's the insight again here?
I think it's notice, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. That's what I would have you probably yeah, a notice check, JT, just to kind of get a feel for.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like
damn,
that's-
this is gonna cost me a penny already. I can feel it.
Oh, I forget.
Don't say that before you roll.
Yeah, look
Ah.
at that.
There you go.
There we go. That's how a D4 works. Indy.
Hot
That's how a
damn.
D4 works.
Well,
So you just you feel wonderfully confident in your read of Heaston, and you actually don't feel any you know kind of ill intent or anything. He seems very genuine, but he's you know he's brash, and he's definitely trying to put his foot down and making sure that you all understand that he is the law, and he's just really making sure that, hey, you know, I'm gonna know what's going on, so it's just
So with that being said, then I'm going to shift my angle around Mr. Cooper's the other way and say, you know, I can respect a man who keeps a clean house and takes care of his people. You're quite the noble individual, Mr. Heaston. How is finding Mr. Buckles, which is important to us, also important to you?
I think we owe him a favor now, which might be more important than finding Mr. Buckles.
Now, we didn't come here to gain favors, Reverend. I know that's more your angle, but my angle is usually getting to the bottom of something. So, Mr. Heaston, I respect your honesty, your integrity, your business acumen. How is finding Mr. Buckles important to you?
I certainly, I honestly, you know, don't have too much concern about Mr. Buckles, if I might say so. I'm here to continue to develop my operation and build that as much as possible. I'm sure you've spoken to a few folks already. I know you've spoken to a few folks already, but I'm sure many of them have told you about, you know, some of these weird things going on these past weeks or so, and many of them pin those together as related to Mr. Buckles' appearance, and you know, maybe now his disappearance.
So I set my glass back down very gentlemanly. My hands kind of clasped in front of me. I sort of pantomime the symbol at Heaston as I talk about Mr. Buckles and say, Mr. Buckles is of incredible importance to us. And certainly we appreciate the lead, but do you know perhaps why he may have been in trouble? The kind of trouble that makes a man leave his gun behind.
He looks at you, and you, just riding off your previous notice and paying attention to Heaston, you see no acknowledgement, towards your hand motions. And
Perfect,
he
because
just
that's an entanglement I was not looking forward to.
Yeah, no kidding.
he then just continues and says, as I said, it's not much concern of mine, the fate of Mr. Buckles. He had a plot, a mining plot, but did it by the rules, shared with Prospector Bob, I think it was. But didn't really cause no other ruckus. And as I said, I'm here to do my business. You all are welcome to do yours, and just stay out each other's way.
That's perfect. I love it. I kind of sit up, smooth my jacket, get my hat back on. Say, Mr. Heaston, this has been amazing. And if you have need for funds for any sort of expansion for your project, my family would be happy to hear any opportunities that you may have. I understand you're much better dealing with than Mr. Debony and the independent miners. I prefer to stay away from them. So if you have anything of interest, please seek me out. We are, of course, at Mr. Buckles' old residence. Any other ground rules for us?
Give me a quick persuasion check first.
Oh boy, here we go.
Didn't drink some of your miracle elixir beforehand?
See, Trav, Indy, you should be playing this character. Oh boy. All right, that's gonna be a Benny. Let's re-roll the Benny.
Why are you getting
That's
a
not.
minus? Why are you getting a -2 on all these?
Uh-oh, am I still under the effects of
I noticed that earlier on one of your last rolls. Like, how'd you get a 12 with a 4? 'Cause that's just
Status, yeah, you have a
exploding.
status on.
Now you've got
What's-
a -2 on your
You're
status.
distracted.
I'm distracted.
Yeah.
Didn't turn that off yet?
No, apparently not. So that would make that a 4, right, Todd?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
cool.
So
Okay.
you'd have a success there. So
Okay.
yeah, he appreciates at least, and you skirt around offending him by suggesting that you would be able to help him out. That offering with your financial backing, because you can tell that that's definitely one of his goals is really to just grow his mining operation and whatnot. So but you're kind of smooth enough to work that in and not really cause any offense or whatever. But he then just says, Mr. Beauregard, Reverend, no other rules. I think I've made myself, hopefully I've made myself loud and clear. Just stay out of each other's way, and we'll all be one big happy family.
Fantastic. And with that, I exit. I'm not even waiting for the others. I'm just out.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Heaston. God bless you.
It's a nod of the head, and as you guys head out as well.
Yeah.
Go see Dr. Kirk, son.
I feel like this is just Zach, but I feel like there's a plot point at Dr. Kirk's, and Todd's just dying for us to get there.
All right. Well,
Sounds
guess
like
we're
we
all
ought to. Sounds like we ought to go to the Aspen Lounge and see how Mr. Blaine acquired his newest collectible.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good idea. And given that whole interaction there, let's assume anybody we talk to, anything we say somehow gets back to Mr. Heaston. So
I think we should have started from there.
Well, we can be a little direct. I know that for myself at least. Sounds like we might also want to ask, was it Prospector Bob, some questions, considering now they were sharing a plot for mine.
That's a good point.
That's a very good point, Uncle James.
Write down that name, Prospector Bob.
that's true. We got our journal in things too. I should open that up.
Now,
Where's my- oh,
once we're outside, I turn to the elder Mr. Cooper. Any of that seem odd to you, sir?
Well, is there something I should roll for that, Todd, to get a feel for it? Or, I mean, my kind of,
I guess initially, first, in character, what would be your reaction? Or if JT's, would offer more on, whatever.
okay, yeah.
But I guess
Um,
if you think James, I guess what's James' initial reaction? Like, if James thinks that no, like he kind of gets it, whatever. Yeah.
Well, he was very upfront, although that could be a hand hiding a different card as an offer to distract, although it was very pertinent and straightforward information he gave us. So I would assume for
And
the time
that's-
being we
That's what
trust
bothers
him
me.
unless given cause otherwise.
It seemed almost too straight. I mean, for a man to
Well-
pull off this, he seems like he's holding no cards.
I reckon that he knows more than he's letting on about Buckles and us. And he
Oh,
wants our help with something. Or he wants to have a favor in waiting.
Right. So instead of considering us a threat, he considers us assets.
Right.
And that's actually more disconcerting.
Yep, that's why I was a little uncomfortable in there.
I suppose it's probably that coupled with a healthy dose of just pure arrogance. When
Yeah,
when you live in a town that you named after yourself and you say that everything goes by your rules, I suppose you probably don't have a whole lot to fear from a couple of outsiders.
just want to show them the size of your pistol.
Size of your nuggets.
Reverend,
That's not what I said.
I do think you're onto something. However, I'd point out that he does keep Mrs. Heaston sort of far from here.
That's true, and he keeps the according to what we learned, he keeps the druggist a little bit closer.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's why we take notes.
I think
I'm just kidding.
I think that's a rumor you heard. I don't think I heard that rumor. We'll go with
Oh,
that.
all right, yeah,
Yeah, I think
whatever
that
works
was.
for you.
All right. So, which objective? Prospective Bob or the Aspen?
Feels like the Aspen's the more immediate lead. Who knows where we can find? I mean, well, Prospector Bob's probably working right now.
And to be honest, I don't think we rightly even know where Mr. Buckles' mining plot was.
It would have been nice if the man could have left us a note.
girlfriend.
Well,
A
you could
That's a
always,
good point. Actually, we could go check with her.
Yeah.
She'd probably know.
I'm sure she does. However, I like the idea of heading straight to the Aspen after speaking with Mr. Heaston. That way, everyone will know he pointed us in that direction.
Yeah.
Give me whoever wants. Give me a common knowledge roll.
Oh, good.
The-
Got lots of common knowledge.
Since it's the lounge, it may not be open before noon.
I only do uncommon knowledge, so I'm not.
Yeah,
proud of
yeah.
this.
Well, why, JT? Did that first taste of whiskey get you going? You excited to keep the train rolling, as it were?
Absolutely. I'm also fearful of my D4s coming up in the negative now.
Somehow I rolled an 11 with both dice, 6s and 4s.
I see that. It's nice. So,
That's impressive.
John, you as you guys are just kind of having this conversation and whatnot, a little bit of analysis of the town layout, the map you have and whatnot, and wondering, hey, this mining claim, this plot that Buckles has apparently with this partner, Prospector Bob. There is a land claims assay office.
Yes.
That's how it's pronounced. Assay office.
Yeah, the good old sayers. Yeah, forgot about those. Forgot those are a thing back in the old mining West days.
They are very effective at making an ass out of you and them.
And I suppose doesn't hurt to stop by that office and see if we can figure out where Mr. Buckles' plot was before we head to the lounge. I think it's just right down the street from here. Undoubtedly on Mr. Heaston's payroll as well.
And then perhaps maybe a quick jaunt over to Mr. Debeney's cafe and cigar store for a long draw and an opinion on the assay office.
Oh yeah, he runs the general store.
I think it's the cafe, and the Debeney cafe and cigar store has to be his too. I haven't looked at the thing in a while.
He's got the general store. How do you have his? Never mind, I found his name spelling here. I'm just trying to look up.
Yeah, it does have number 11, the cafe and cigar store as well. He also has the Frontier store.
Oh, he's the head of the miners group, so he must be doing all right.
You also know, I think, as you were traveling through and you stopped at Fort Bridger, that he's the I forget what they call it, that like traveling person in Fort Bridger. There's like a traveling shop with like a military, and they have a name. I forget what they call that, but
Didn't we meet someone from there or with that?
Yeah.
Or we heard about it at least.
Well, in Fort Bridger, you either it just kind of knew that from information, or
I think our what was his name? The other unfortunate soul we ran into.
Vasquez?
Vasquez, yes.
yeah.
Old Vasquez. Yeah, I think I'm just the Frontier store, isn't it?
Oh my god. Also, the assay office is where the nugget supposedly disappeared from. So we can check our key when we go there.
Is that so? That's from your guys' player intro, right?
Yep. Riddle of the nugget. The
Okay,
nugget that
so
sparked.
there's a conflict between that and then the campaign guide.
That's probably false information.
The nugget, no, I think it's just like an error. The nugget was taken from Jarem Heaston's.
Oh, I
Because
thought
I don't think it
the
mentions that
nugget was on the mantle, and then yeah, I thought it got stolen from like a cage in a bank or something.
Right. No, I think it basically went right from Heaston's mantle to somewhere else. I don't believe the other thing was involved.
There's a red herring here.
Yeah. I'll have to cross all the paths, but I think, yeah, because I remember seeing, I was looking something else up online and someone mentioned how that there's that error between the two things.
I don't know if it's an error, if it's deliberate misdirection on the part of the player's
could
guide.
be.
Let's,
It made it like, hey,
let's
we'll
send
make
them marching that way when it's really over here. Thanks, Todd. That saves us some time. Yeah, I mean, the Reverend was okay with us going on, but do we want to hold outside the Aspen, or what do we want to do?
Is that where you guys are going next?
That's what I think. But what do you think, John?
Yeah, I suppose might as well start asking around there a little bit, see if Mr. Heaston told us is true about a Gatling pistol showing up there.
So we'll say, it's probably getting around noontime here, middle of the day, and you arrive to the Aspen Lounge, and it's pretty rough looking establishments. You can tell it likely caters to some shady folks, outlaws, drifters, and the sort. Very dimly lit inside, and there's a few people here. They've come in for a midday drink and whatnot, and you see behind the bar a gentleman, good old wiping down the counter and whatnot, and just kind of looks up, half looks up to you all, and just gives you a nod, welcome.
I think JT's holding back a little bit on this one. The last time we went straight into a dark cave, it didn't turn out so well. So I think I'll bring up the rear on this one.
Yeah.
No poking the bear in the eye this time, I promise.
Sorry, you said that somebody greeted us when we walked in?
The bartender just kind of like acknowledges that you came in. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Say, well, howdy there. We'll just walk up to the bar, and
You guys are gonna be wasted here in no time.
I only had
No, I
one
won't.
only had one drink so far.
So far.
You have to have a functioning liver to get wasted.
You folks serve any food here, or just beverages?
He says, let's see, did it say? I thought maybe it's just booze.
Might be. Look, I got the guide up too.
Yeah, Men's their house specialty is the red eye, which makes a hummingbird spit in a rattler's eye.
Cool.
But I think those are
That's,
drinks. Yeah, because it
Mhm.
says a concoction. So he says, nope, just the liquid variety. He tells you about his house specials. He says, Tao's Lightning, Skullbender, or the Red Eye. And then relays that quote. Makes a hummingbird spit in a rattler's eye.
What time do you start serving these?
Just kind of like looks at a watch that he doesn't have, and if I don't, that probably action probably might not even make sense for the time period, but
Pull it out of his pocket.
there you go, yeah, pretend pocket watch. And he says, well, if you're thirsty, you can order a drink.
that weren't what I was asking. Never mind.
How empty is the establishment at noon? I'm just curious.
There's just a few patrons. It's yeah, pretty considerably quiet.
Is there a like glass case of collectibles or a shelf or maybe a Gatling pistol hanging behind the bar?
No,
Damn.
no. Yeah, you can give me a notice check.
Well, that's gonna go well.
I did okay. Did okay on my D4s.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it just looks like, you know, barware, glasses, bottles, things like that. You don't see anything that stands out. You guys,
Well,
you all don't look like you're from around here. You visiting in town? What brings you to Headstone? The getting in on the mining like everyone else?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to try to make a little bit extra money, you know. Heard mining was pretty profitable up in these parts, so probably like anybody else thought you know, take our chances.
Well, there's plenty of those that are trying to get in on that, and he kind of turns to the professor. This is looks like your companion here, though, is already found a little bit of those riches. As he kind of gives you an up down of your presentation.
Oh, what a mighty astute gentleman we have here. I'm assuming the red eye is the specialty from your extra persuasiveness with that.
Brewed right here on this premise.
So I'm gonna slap down a couple of probably, I don't know, $5. So it's whatever seems ridiculous, right? $5 or $10, and say, why don't you get us around to there, and perhaps one for everyone in the bar, the establishment. Excuse me.
And you hear just like almost a grumble from one of the you know, patrons
Patriots.
Patreons. Sign up for Patreon. And it is this grumble of almost like, who's this big shot, you know? And Blaine, excuse me, Elmer Blaine, you can see that he definitely, there's a little bit of a reaction to, you know, throwing that around like that. And he says, all right, Mr. Big Spender. And he goes, lines up some shot glasses and brings it out. And there's definitely a pretty hefty aroma right out of the pour. And it does have that, you know, a very red tint to it. Slides it over to each of you. And yeah.
All right, Mr. Coopers, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna play a good cop, bad cop. We can get everybody drunk and pump them for information. How do you guys want to play this?
Well, I suppose at this point, anything close to subtleties out the window.
I tried to stay at the back.
Well,
right.
I suppose for now, let's just let's keep to the drinking and see where it leads us.
All right.
This is
So I
the
pick
blood of
up-
Christ poured out for you. Probably.
What the hell are you going on about there, Reverend?
I love how he wouldn't drink the good whiskey, but he's gonna drink this shit in the dive bar. That's
Well, it was
amazing.
already poured for him. He's not gonna be rude.
That is true, yeah.
I pick up mine and kind of go over towards Reverend Marcus. Can you bless mine too before I kill myself? And I just take the shot.
Both of those are sins, unfortunately.
All right, how bad is this stuff, Todd? Like, what are we talking
It
about?
burns. It's good. It's definitely got a kick. Yeah.
Does it-
Maybe
does
a
it-
little
How's
little
it taste
cinnamon.
how's it taste for the Reverend?
Is
Is this just Fireball? But like
right?
with red food?
fireball and then some moonshine. Sure, something.
Ugh.
It's raw for sure.
He's got some hot sauce in it, maybe.
Right? Yeah, it's that concoction in Back to the Future
I was going to
3.
say it's
Wake
the
up
wake up
juice.
juice.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Ooh-wee.
It's like a whole bottle of whatever the chili powder was.
Well, are we a little bit like away from the bar now, or are we still right there?
I'd say still at the bar, yeah.
Okay.
You
Well,
you said the bar because the bartender didn't tell us his name, right?
No, he has not yet.
Okay, so
But I think Heaston mentioned his name, so.
well, I mentioned who ran it. I just didn't know if
Okay.
making the assumption that this guy is
Right.
the owner. Is he just some
Yeah,
guy
that's valid.
working here? Yeah, so I'll say this this place yours?
Throws towel over his shoulder, says, "Yeah, who's asking?"
No, name's John Cooper.
Mr. Cooper, good to meet you. Elmer Blaine.
Nice to meet you as well. It's nice nice place you got here for yourself. Been here long in Heaston?
Yeah, came in around time of the the rush and everything, and have done well with that. Give me a notice check.
Ooh,
Okay.
Perfect. So the other patrons or Patreons, as we're referring to them, go to the bar and pick up their drinks, or are they all kind of avoiding it?
They're just kind of chilling. They've got drinks. You can tell some of them are kind of well into their glasses anyway. So
I will play hospitable asshole and take their shots over to them and.
oh, sorry, yeah, I forget that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just from your kind of showing off or whatever, they're just like, yeah, whatever. And yeah, so they don't really come up, but once you do, they kind of give you a dry like thank you as they then salute you with the shot and then throw it down.
That stuff might burn the tuberculosis out of me.
So what brings you you said you fellas are here for the mining?
More or less.
Everybody is.
And well, my good friend Mr. Bogart here is also somewhat a purveyor of miracles and oddities. I'm sure it won't be long till he starts advertising about town, but
Miracles and oddities. What of the sort, Mr. Beauregard?
Oh, we have a few. I heft up my cane with all of its technological clockwork weirdness on it. I do some of the advanced science as well as the classic Southern moonshine. Perhaps I can bring a jar or two over to you, see if your establishment might be interested in procuring some. As well as, occasionally backing the long shot mine gamble here or there. In fact,
Yes,
you might have heard of one of my associates that I know has a plot up here somewhere. Mr. Buckles, Mr. Len Buckles. Are you familiar with him?
I've seen him on an occasion. He didn't fancy the drink too often here, at least
Can't
at this
imagine why.
establishment. But knew the name.
What's this? Is any reaction to this? Any reaction to the mention of his name?
Give me a notice check. Not specifically. Yeah, not in any
Okay.
way that. Yeah.
I don't know if the Coopers have eyes on the patrons, maybe to watch them might be a good idea. As I poke the bear, I said I wasn't gonna poke.
Well,
No battle plan survives contact with the enemy.
you do have a mighty good cane for poking things with, so it's understandable. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yes, indeed, the that cane of yours is, quite the mechanical invention. Although, oh fuck, what was it? Excuse me, sorry.
Demonetized.
Oh, I said worse. Well, not really, but
um, yes, indeed, that, and I'm sure you have quite the interest in other cutting edge
Oh,
weapons, don't you?
Oh, yes,
smart.
I do. Yes, I do actually. I've been
There you
known
go.
to modify and prototype, and I'm especially fond of the what's the vernacular? The Gatling style pistols. In fact, I believe Mr. Buckles had one of
Oh
those.
no.
Is that correct? And I kind of point back at Uncle James, but I'm actually surveying the room to see if there's any reaction to that
Yeah,
from
this
the
in the-
patrons.
We did
Note
this
it.
in the wrong order.
notice check if you like. And anybody else that might be picking up on
Yeah,
where
certainly.
JT. Well, I think James, you definitely. I think you were kind of the one leading into this, so you can definitely roll that.
Did that
All right.
roll?
Sometimes
it
the
did
dice
not.
decide to be slow.
Oh, I'll take that.
There you go. There's the
Yes.
eagle eye. Is
Oh.
that where the building opens up and a spotlight comes down from the heavens and illuminates one
Really
guy?
trying to.
Right. Alrighty. So, yeah, like pretty good round all around. So Reverend, well, let's see, James and JT, just kind of scanning the room. From the patrons in the bar, they're just slumped over enjoying their beverage. They're really paying no mind to you guys at all. They're just, if anything, the conversation is just kind of disturbing their just downtime, whatever. Reverend, there is a significant reaction to JT mentioning the Gatling weapon
Does he
from
look?
Blaine.
Does he look
Elmer.
in any specific direction?
Uh,
Just like a quick glance.
yes, I will say, yeah, with a double raise or more, like, yeah, 2 raises like that. Yeah, there's a split second like glance down like towards his feet, and then kind of then he throws it off, like he looks to the side and then back, and then he just he grabs a towel off his shoulder and grabs a couple glasses, starts just wiping those down and
Sorry, he glances like to the side.
he looks down first quickly towards his feet,
Okay.
like in that direction. He looks down,
Right.
and then he yeah, that's the initial direction, and then he looks just to the side, and then he looks back at you guys.
Okay.
I think the way we play this, as I make the reference, I'm going to kind of reach out and tap Uncle James on the shoulder and kind of bring him to the center of the room as we're kind of looking past each other, kind of looking around. And so when we're at least 8 or 10 feet away from the nearest patron, it's we went into a seedy bar and we're going to get into a fight, right?
Oh, now I've been
Were
seeing
you
your
saying
places
that now,
twice.
JT,
Yeah,
out loud?
just
or-
I'm kind of whispering it to James.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So Elmer would, in reply, though, initially he would say, "Gatling's interesting. There's just with our town ordinances around here, you're not really supposed to carry through town, but many of the miners kind of pay no mind to that. And Marshall sometimes turn his head, but an agency issued weapon like Gatling, it's pretty unlikely that we'd see any of that around here.
Of course not.
Well, I say,
Am I to understand him right that we're not supposed to carry weapons around town?
Yeah.
Lol.
well, whoopsie daisy.
Well,
Yeah, that's
Nobody-
our
you
bad.
must have missed that sign. Hell, I'd say
Well,
You can
Gatling
also
pistol.
not empty your poop box, whatever they called those back in the day.
chamber pot.
Chamber pot. Yes, thank you.
Poop boss.
I say Gatling pistol just
Jesus.
for folks that ain't got
Good old
enough
shit
aim
cube.
to use a good old 6-shooter.
Are the patrons carrying heel here, Todd? Are they armed? Because this place is.
It doesn't look like it,
The-
no.
It doesn't look like it. Okay.
Not at first glance, at least.
No wonder we're attracting attention. We're walking around with guns. And
Well,
whoops.
How dark is it in this place? You
I mean,
said
it's
it was
dim. There's the natural light from outside, and then they have a little bit of lighting inside, but it's just pretty dingy, like
Quick.
you would expect.
Another question, Todd. He looks down and then he looks to the side. Is there anything like when he looks to the side? What is his gaze toward?
He just kind of
Is
looks
it-
to the front of the bar, towards outside.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, the bar in Valentine in Red Dead, like walk into
Okay.
that,
Okay.
and he's the bartender, so he looks towards outside, and then
And he's-
basically the patrons are there at the card table in the corner, and
He's
yeah,
shouting at us to not, not again, not you
Perfect.
again.
Perfect.
Can I get? I'll just kind of take a seat around the corner so I can see behind the bar, like at the corner seat.
okay,
And I'll like not gonna look right away, but as I'll try to see if he was looking at anything in particular, like when he looked down, as whatever the hell JT and James are about to do happens.
so I would say that, like, if you guys are there at the bar, and then if you're kind of moving around in the bar, he's definitely going to notice that, and as you're
I
just-
hadn't sat down yet or anything like that.
right, but you're standing again, like it's still a decent sized bar that if you move
Okay.
to get around the corner, like that's going
Okay,
to be
fair enough.
kind of significant. Yeah.
I won't do anything right now then.
Okay.
I'll just wait for whatever this is about to be.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of take James's lead here because I already have my cane in my hand. I know exactly what I'm prepared to do. But
This is me bear in the cave all over again, isn't it?
yeah, it is. And I
Oh,
said I wasn't
Lord.
gonna do it. But it's a seedy bar in a Western game. I mean, I feel like I'm betraying the entire genre if we don't start something. But
sir, it has not been an hour since we.
So we're,
On a piano.
We're kind of standing in front of
Elmer,
so yeah, the Blaine standing in front of us. He was like looking like kind of straight down in front of where we were.
As he
look down.
said Gatling mentioned that he looks kind of down towards his feet, and then then he looks towards the entrance of the bar, and then he grabs his towel and kind of starts doing
I'm
something
thinking
else.
there might be a cellar or something, but at this point, I can't say that out loud. I didn't say that out loud. Sorry, I'm trying not to metagame.
No, I see.
But I just want to make sure he's not got it like at the bar, ready to use it on someone if he needs to.
Well, although I think that may be why JT's trying to start a fight to get him to draw it, but if it
Right.
does seem like he's trying to start a fight, probably respond that, well, hell, I've been in cedar places than this, and they've been, well, mostly peaceful. At least this early in the day. But it ain't been ain't been an hour since we just met with Mr. Heaston warning us to you know, kind of not get in, step on too many toes, as it were.
Not do the exact thing you're about to do.
Is that to me or is that sort of to the audience?
That's to you if you're saying, hey,
Okay.
like what
okay.
I am understanding is like, hey, let's start a fight.
No, no, no,
All
no,
I'm
no,
thinking-
no.
No, all I'm thinking about is the whose line is it anyway? It's like name one phrase that'll always start a fight. Hey, you guys want to start a fight?
Hey,
Oh.
John's gonna kind of look over at JT and say, JT, you seem to have quite the affinity for this, Gatling pistol. You ever owned one, or is that one of the things you looking to try and buy?
Well, as the
Right.
as the bartender alluded to, they are agency weapons. You can't really just have them. That's
Yeah,
you'd have to
just-
come to a right shady establishment to purchase one of those. I mean, that's what I would imagine.
Man.
Yes, I've only ever heard stories of them, never seen one in person myself. It must be quite the thing.
They don't look to be your style, Mr. Cooper.
Nah, hell, I don't need more than 6 shots to get done what I need to get done.
Blaine just kind of chuckles at that. But
But
he's just kind of still standing there, just polishing his glasses, just kind of listening to you guys as well.
I don't mean to point out flaws in your logic, but you have 2 guns.
Oh, that's for when I run out of bullets with this one. Can use the others.
So you're saying that on occasion it does take more than 6 bullets.
Well, hell, you ain't ever faced 12.
The only solution to not enough gun
No.
is more gun.
I have not. I've tried not to anger 12 men at once.
Well, sometimes it just can't be helped. But when there's 12, you'll be mighty damn happy to have 12 bullets.
Does our bartender friend seem like suspicious of us talking about this? I mean, it seems like he
Probably thinks we're the
was
biggest
put a little on
dumbasses this side of the
edge. Yeah.
Mississippi.
It initially so when John kind of initially started the conversation again about JT wanting this gun, yeah, there's a little bit again of a reaction, but then you guys just kind of went off on this tangent and seems to have definitely calmed down and just you expect that he sees all sorts. So
All right. So I think the way I'm going to go over the top on this is
Here we go.
is now, Mr. Cooper. I mean, this is Mr. Heaston's town. He wouldn't allow agency folks to be running around here, much less losing their weapons in bars and card games and
find
mining
yourself
operations.
in the jail doing that. Blaine cuts in.
Absolutely. You could be dead or, in a bad situation.
Just,
I'm not saying
Scarlet
this
Kenny.
is productive.
just like Scarlet Kenny, one of the Ghost Steel.
Well, that's
Oh, yeah?
that's the one that got locked up, ain't it?
Give me a notice check, John.
He's like, I think I remember in that properly. I thought somebody was locked up.
That sounds right.
I'm gonna
Agnes
I'm gonna
Kinney?
give you that one. There we go.
I remember I've got her name written down, Agnes Kenny, but I don't.
Oh
Didn't-
my, is Scarlet related to?
I don't know the Agnes.
Did I just fuck up what I was writing down?
I don't know.
It's entirely possible.
John, there's like you kind of notice that Elmer, as he's kind of joining the conversation and talking about Scarlet Kenny and just mentioned the jail and whatnot. He almost does that, like you get a sense that he's maybe like saying a little bit more than he wanted to. He catches himself. And it was a little awkward in his delivery. That hey, oh yeah, maybe I should shut the hell up.
Well, she was part of the Ghost
Steel,
Steel,
yeah.
Ghost Steel gang.
Steel game.
Okay.
Ghost Rock
Um,
Gang is a different thing.
Yes.
That's us.
Yeah.
You are correct, Reverend Agnes Scarlett Kenny.
Okay. So you took the real
So
name.
where did that come from, though?
We read it on one of the wanted posters.
Oh, you're right. The it says her full name probably then, right?
Yeah.
Well, was
Okay.
it, so she. Okay, because I know there's a bunch of people for the Ghost Steel gang that were.
Yeah, there's
Wanted.
Bud. There's
Bud
Bud
Ballock.
Ballock. There's John Jacob White. There's Scarlett Kenny, and there's Dr. Seamus McLoone.
Yep. And then
Nice.
Octavio
Octavio.
Contreras was the last one, but
So you know, we're new to town, obviously. I've heard a few rumblings and rumors about that Ghost Steel gang, I think it is. They pretty active in these parts.
oh, they try to be. It's Marshall's always got them on the run.
Well,
Are
that's
you
good.
some sort of a lawman?
Mm, not exactly, though. I've been
Are you
known to
looking in to
dabble
get
and
some trouble alongside them?
well, I've been known to lend a helping hand here and there when needed to
When
bring
there's
folks
money
to
involved.
justice.
Absolutely.
You
Mister, my nephew's quite the ace with a pistol, if I do say so.
there's a little bit further nervousness or whatever as you mentioned that as well from him.
Okay. This guy's pretty fucking sus.
He just runs the bar that's known for outlaws, so I suppose it works out.
Yeah, it kind of seems right.
But no, I ain't looking to get involved in any of that. Just want to know the lay of the land, especially if I start doing any kind of mining in these parts. Want to know who to avoid. Don't want all my hard work to get stolen out from underneath me.
Well, Ghost Steel, they hang out in the eastern reaches of the county, and mostly rustling cattle and whatnot. Stay out of their way in that regard, and you should be fine.
So is there an active card game going on currently in the place?
No, they're not at a card table. They're just the three are
Okay.
just hanging out. Yeah.
Well, kind of trying to think here. About I know it's a little bit early in the day. Probably most folks are still sleeping off last night's festivities. What times this place really start picking up?
Oh, right about as soon as shift gets out. To be honest, we get a good amount in, but yeah, sometimes get all sorts that are just passing through. Like to cause some trouble. We try to minimize that as much as possible. But yeah, you come back a little later if you want for some good entertainment. Thomas is a resident fiddler and puts on quite a show sometimes.
I might just have to do that. You have other people here that work with you when it starts picking up? Or you one man show back there behind that bar?
Yeah, mostly just myself.
All right. Well, I think I've had enough this red eye this early in the morning, but perhaps later this evening I'll try a couple of those other drinks you rattled off.
Sounds good.
John's going to go ahead and stand up from the bar and kind of walk over, I guess, towards where JT and James are, and just I guess say just to them, like, if we're looking to see what's back behind that bar, we might want to come back when it's a little more crowded. He's a little bit more distracted, as opposed to us being the only guys in the place.
That does sound like some sound logic.
I might have just the thing to help us get a look behind that bar.
And what, pray tell, would that be? I shudder to ask.
Now, Mr. Cooper. I'll make sure it is a right curious distraction.
We're not still at the bar having this conversation, are we?
No, I walked away from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bar towards where they
James
were.
and I
standing out
were,
in the area.
ways away.
Okay, that's good to hear.
No, we're not that bad at this. Right?
Damn it. Did we sit at a table, JT? Or are we just standing?
I think we probably did sit at a table once
Okay.
John started engaging the bartender, because it was probably a good opportunity to de-escalate things.
Yeah. If we did, I'd probably just start dealing cards. Just kind of just doing it. If you want to join in, you're welcome to.
That was the thing. I was thinking, if we really wanted to pump up for information, we could just start a game and I could put some money on the table and see who comes over. Yeah, I think we'll kind of fiddle with cards, but John Reverend, are you looking like you're kind of ready to head out, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna walk over and I guess stand next to your table here and kind of relay that my thought, at least as far as getting a peek behind the bar when we're the only jokers here, it's gonna be probably pretty obvious and difficult to do without being noticed.
While I'll start to head over to their table and then kind of break down into a coughing fit and wave them off and say, I need some fresh air. I'll be back. And I want to head outside.
Boy, it needs more than that.
Let me guess. Doc Kirk. Yeah, I got it.
That man ain't right.
I will head north on First Avenue
Okay.
and head all the way. How many people are on the street at this time of day?
There's a few random passerbys.
If I cut, so there's this building right here. If I turn left onto Smith, if I
Okay.
cut back past this building and then kind of look back around the side of this of the building here, do I see any entrances to like a cellar out back, or if I come around here on the side, avoiding any windows or anything like that?
Yeah. You do see, the old kind of cellar, kind of tornado shelter style. It's that angled
Sure.
door.
Yeah.
You do
Okay,
notice
that's what I was
something
looking
that
for.
looks like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not gonna go towards it. I'm just gonna keep wandering past and wandering around and make a show of having a few coughing fits, clear my throat, and then after about 5 minutes or so, head back in to see what the card game is doing. Well, don't everyone jump to it at once.
Well, so okay, so I think I definitely throw, a bunch of maybe $10-$20 bills on the table, and start anteing up with Mr. Cooper. But Todd, also, I think it's about time to bring Bupo into the picture.
What? So I'm so nervous about
Who
whatever
or
you're
what
about
is
doing.
Bupo?
Yeah. pretty nervous about what's about to happen.
There he is. There's Bupo. You guys, if you guys zoom in, you can see Bupo, the clockwork owl.
The mechanical owl.
Oh dear God.
Is it a nightmare fuel?
No, you've been hiding this thing.
Yeah, so technically, Todd, it says it comes out of nowhere, but I personally prefer the idea that he's in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you
So
know
you
what I
guys
mean?
hear, so you kind of begin to, go down and you activate or whatever you call to your companion here. And
Yeah,
the rest
let
of
me
you
make the roll.
hear just this, this,
Oh,
it's
that's
not
not
gonna-
enough. That's not enough. All right, wait. We're too invested in this. I'm gonna reroll.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Oh, hey, you may need to check the weird science.
It'd be kind of cool if he like folds up into a little egg when he's inactive.
Please tell me it's fully clockwork and not like a cyborg owl.
No, it's a full.
That would
it's a
be
full-
awful.
I don't know if you remember, but I was working on this weird thing back in the
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The weird science I think is only on crits. So 1, 2 ones. If that
so
is that
only
what you were
on-
asking
only on
about?
two. Yeah.
Yeah. A crit fail is when you get 2 ones. So
Oh, so you still have to roll a thing to actually activate it.
Yeah, it's a power. It's a spell. It's the same thing.
yeah.
All right, here we go. Last Benny for me tonight.
There you go.
That'll do
So you see JT rummaging in his bag for a while, and then all of a sudden you guys just hear this and like gears grinding, and like all of a sudden, and then there's just this little a smaller, softer mechanical noise or something, and then all of a sudden this just contraption that looks like an owl. I guess you can take it from here, JT. What happens from here?
What in the hell is that?
Yeah, so I'm just doing the attendant version. I'm not doing the full bodyguard crazy version here. And so he kind of comes fluttering up out of the bag. I am going to pay the extra point so I can see through him, to see through his eyes. So here, spend 3. And then just have him basically fly up on the bar and then start popping around. And as soon as Blaine starts moving towards it, it's going to fly around and just do a swoop of the bar.
Okay. So yeah, immediately like the other patrons in the bar is like, what the, and Western game, I guess we gotta say it. What in tarnation? And the Blaine just looks at this thing and is thrown back. Initially, grabs his towel and like almost does a quick twist as if he's gonna bat at it. And you notice that he does realize that it's not an actual owl. It's this kind of mechanical contraption type construct, and then it's just kind of unready to make sure that he it keeps its ground, and it looks over to you towards the table and says, what in the blazes is this? What do you got going on here?
I'm just
Oh, that's
waiting
just
for,
Bupo. Bupo wanted to stretch his wings a little.
I did mention he was quite the purveyor of oddities, didn't I?
Yeah, you got that right. Get him off my
I like-
bar.
And he starts flying around, doing a little loops behind the bar. And so I think it'll be my notice because I'm seeing through him, but it could be its notice as well, Todd. I don't know which way you want to go on that.
Yeah, let's see here.
I'm just
Can't
waiting
believe.
I figured Blaine just grab a shotgun from behind the bar and just
Boom!
blast old Bupo right there.
I can't believe I'm taking a walk right now.
Yeah, I'll still say that it's your notice. I'll say that it can be your notice. Yeah.
Okay.
Got no bennies if it's belly out. Oh, just got it.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Well, depending on how hidden this thing is, though, too.
So, as it starts flying around, Elmer does start kind of sweating at it with his towel. I said, "Get this thing away from my bar!" And the owl takes a dive, kind of around the bar, behind that, whatever, and looking around, and it's tough to really make anything out. You see that the inside the bar, like on the back side of it, where there'd be shelves and whatnot, there are a bunch of like, you see like a canvas or type material, like some kind of a bag, like heavy bag, almost like a sandbag, it looks like. So you notice a bunch of that. And Blaine seems to be, what you notice is he seems to be kind of staying in one specific spot behind the bar, and almost like, so he's blocking view of something. So you don't specifically see
know.
anything, but he seems pretty specific about his stance and whatnot.
All right, so I twist a couple of knobs on the cane, and Bupo lands right on John's shoulder. Snake oil salesman indeed.
And it's at that moment that the Reverend comes back in. Just, I didn't take a long enough walk.
John will say over JT, please tell me there was some sort of purpose behind all of that.
Reverend's cured. The alcohol's getting to him. He's seeing things.
But Bupo, come here. And then Bupo flies over. He's on my arm. Did Mr. Cooper scare you, Bupo?
So,
And the owl sort of steers his head.
Now hold on. That thing looks like, last time I saw something like that, it threw a bottle at my head.
Right, but that was not my contraption. Remember, I fixed that one.
That's true.
my shoulder's still a little bit sore from that bottle that bartender threw at us.
Good times.
You
Seems
hear
like it was
like
only yesterday.
kind of little side comment, says, "I'm going to be throwing some bottles too if that owl comes over here again."
I kind of look back at the bartender. No, don't worry. Here, Bupo. And I put a $5 bill in Bupo's mouth. He flies over, drops it on the bar.
Elmer just, ducking and waving his towel.
Mr. Blaine, it's all right. Why don't you get us a couple more shots over here for the game we're about to embark in? Deal, Mr. Cooper. Deal.
You hear
See if we
a
can get 'em.
heavy thud of some new shot glasses from the bar, sensing some frustration.
No easy,
You,
Beauregard.
You got quite the way with people there, Professor. Seems like
I do.
We're making all sorts of new friends ever since I met you.
I do a lot better with the people than I do the bears.
The bar was pretty low with that one.
All right, and so Bupo will head up into the rafters. Hopefully, if Blaine brings over the shots, he can get another swoop by that spot. But
Okay. So actually, yeah, he's not going to leave the bar. He's got the shots out. He says, he kind of just slaps the table, says, "Drinks are up."
Some lousy table service here.
John will stand up and head over to the bar and grab his shot glass.
Do you mind grabbing mine as well?
I'll help take some over when it becomes clear that Blaine's not going to leave the bar.
Yes,
Yeah.
So I'll bring two over, one for myself, and then set down the other in front of Uncle James.
I'll bring two over and set both of them down in front of JT in case Bupo gets thirsty.
Perfect.
Only so much sinning I can do in one day.
Yeah, is he like a Futurama robot that runs on alcohol? Is that why
On
you make moonshine?
On moonshine. Ghost Rock and moonshine. That's what he
I
runs on.
mean, that's not that far fetched. Ethanol's a pretty good fuel.
Yeah.
Well, this
Bubo,
is
the alcoholic owl.
ethanol and cinnamon. Mmm, tasty.
So duration 5 is 5 rounds, right? Like this is not going to last very long. This is going to cost me a lot of power points to keep this guy going. All right. Well, at that point, I think our technique is kind of blown. So I'll bring Bupo back into his bag and shut him down.
So, if I'm remembering it right, when you cast a power, you can like do one of the modifiers to have it last longer, right? Isn't that only like 1 PowerPoint or something?
It's 1 PowerPoint, but I think it only
I'll be right
extends the
back, guys.
duration again, right? So
Right.
talking like 1 PowerPoint a minute or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But-
I get it.
five rounds is pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah,
we-
for
Is there a clear cut translation between rounds and normal time like there is in D&D?
I did see something about that in the SWADE book. I thought it asked it. Yeah, so this came up once before. We asked about how long something would last if you use it out of combat.
Right. Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
because it came up. We were
6
talking
seconds.
about
Is
When
it still 6
James-
seconds?
when James like crafted a candle or a light or something. I mean, I think to a degree you may have to kind of,
I mean, that makes
out
sense.
of combat fluff it a little bit. Like if you're crafting a light so you can see, it may it's like
Yeah.
since you're not using it in a combat purpose, sure, make it last for like 5-10 minutes.
That's one thing I've noticed about SWADE is that there are less out of combat utility powers than there are in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in the combat section says a round is 6 seconds. So
Okay.
10
So I
round-
mean
10
that
rounds is
makes
a minute.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's easier than doing anything else.
Yep.
Jesus, it's raining.
Indeed.
All right.
We
That seems exciting.
killed Blaine while you were going. We shot
Okay.
him.
Yeah, we all
I
shot him.
just walked up and said,
He tried, but he pulled out his modified Gatling gun.
"Ah,
Killed all
got
of you.
us." we got it figured out where it's at now.
What? We didn't start a fight with the obvious trap
Oh.
yet.
Well, fellas, you fancy just staying here all afternoon playing cards, or want to get out of here and potentially come back a little bit later? It's obvious. It seems like he's got something back there, but I don't think we get any eyes on it anytime soon.
So he is standing on something back there then. My little walkabout.
blocked.
We're having this conversation on the down low, real quiet. Like,
Yeah.
I did see a cellar when I walked around, but if he's got something up here, then
Well, he sure as hell ain't moving from that spot there.
yeah, he seems real comfy.
What's your guys' ante in for your game of cards?
I'm gonna actually play one through here, huh? Well, JT's probably a little too rich for my blood, but if he's willing to lower himself to play cards with us common folk,
I forgot. I was thinking this should just be a friendly game, but if JT's throwing down money, well, hell, I guess we're playing for keeps.
Does anyone have the gambling skill?
I do.
Yup,
I mean, James does.
I better.
James'
John,
is
you said you
much
do?
higher than mine. Yeah, I just got a D4 in it instead of
Oh,
a
okay.
-2.
Now, I'll sit this one out. I already had a drink. That's my one sin for the day.
I'm trying to remember because
That and existing.
it's the anti-tie and then
Just
Bad
like
times.
just like this. Yeah, the ones we. Yeah,
I'm
basically.
trying to think how
same
much I
thing.
can afford because I'm a little light on cash, as it were.
Yeah, throw $1 in there.
Yeah, I throw $1 per person in there. I'm like, that's all the antes. I'll start you out, Mr. Cooper.
All right. So you
I-
guys
Good
sit and
luck.
play
Alright, yeah.
cards for a little bit. So
have
you three that are
500,
in.
but that doesn't seem right.
I have 36 whole dollars. That's a lot of money.
I got 14 left. That's about it. And I
Isn't
got
that
about.
starting money?
No, you start with like 250.
250. Yeah.
Oh.
Seems
Yeah, then how did I get?
Did you start with regular SWADE rules? Because it changed. SWADE, I think, might have 500, but Deadlands is 250.
seems real rich.
But then,
But I
yeah,
bought
You gotta
gears.
buy-
I think I have a Google sheet. I'll find that.
Well,
Okay.
you may because so we switched over. Remember from
The
roll
other
20
game,
to
yeah.
here. So
yeah, I wonder if something changed there, but
I had to rebuy and figure out my math on what I bought when I recreated the sheet here.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. I don't think that-
yeah. So JT, James, and John, go ahead, roll gambling or unskilled attempt if you are not.
I think I have.
I'm gonna Benny that. It sucked.
My Mennonite
All these
grandma
dice,
be
I
so
can't
proud
read
of
my
me
feature.
not gambling.
I get a free with card sharp. I get a free reroll when making a gambling roll. Okay.
Wow, this is what your character was born to do. Good luck, guys.
Well, thank goodness for that reroll.
All right.
Oh, we tied.
So
Ooh.
we do have a tie at the highest. So I would say that so it's kind of simulating like a period of time of gambling. So I would say in this instance that JT, who was the lowest, would owe the difference to each of you $2. $2 to each of you. That's your winnings.
Hey, all
Being
right.
the difference 5 to 7.
Should play for higher stakes. No.
That's how they get you.
Well,
I
so
think I
we may have
spent
to,
$22 since I've been in this bar. This seems like this is crazy.
go visit the old gambling house at some point too, and we can win some poor other suckers' money instead of our own,
Or lose it.
or potentially lose it. Yeah, if we got Uncle James
Just
here.
I'm just reminding you that is always a possibility.
Well, Uncle James usually knows a trick or two.
Does that mean cheating?
Trick or two.
Absolutely not.
Do I believe Uncle James?
Should we go one more round? Or you want to head out and do something else?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, I mean that's simulated basically like us
I
spending
mean,
a decent
do
amount of
another
time
round. You
there.
can call it whatever. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll do. Yeah, sure, one more.
I'm half tempted to drink a potion and lower all their gambling skill, but
That sounds like cheating.
JT's doing pretty good for being untrained.
Okay, where
5, so I should not last at least.
options? Is there a way to basically roll with advantage? I forget.
I don't. No, I don't think so. So I don't think that's generally
That's why I
thing
give you
in
the
this
free.
system?
not really a mechanic in there.
So they give you the free
Okay.
reroll because I think if you re-roll, you have to take the new one regardless. I don't think you get to keep the
Oh,
highest.
is that true?
Yeah, that might be
Okay.
true, but either way, you definitely came away with it. So, John, you keep your money this round. You break even, and then JT, You pay out $5 this round to James. James really shows off his skills this time around.
Starting
It's
to.
getting a little expensive for me.
Well, hell, you've been paying everybody else in town. Suppose it's only fitting that we start taking a little bit of that money tossing around.
I would like to point out that I've spent 2 times in this bar in the last 2 hours what you have in your pockets, Mr. Cooper.
That's what I'm saying. That's just you're just proving my point.
All right. So yeah, I'm with the agreement on the crew. I think we head out, we come back when it's busier and see
Yeah,
we can figure
either
that
that
other
or we
piece
come
out.
back when it's closed. Well,
You talking about breaking and entering there, Reverend? Not sure
No.
which commandment that falls under, but I'm sure it's one of them.
thou shalt not cover your neighbor's possessions. However, it doesn't sound like it's exactly his possession, so the good book's a little fuzzier on this one.
Well, I ain't so sure the
You know,
marshal
that's
gonna agree with that sentiment, but
Possession is 9/10 of the law, ain't that right?
That's man's law, not God's. Anyway, we do have another lead to check out. We could go talk to
The assay office.
Yeah.
Prospective.
We could go talk to Millie and figure out where Prospector.
oh, I think you had stepped away. We also realized that the landowner SA's office would probably have a
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
we could go there too. So
I couldn't even say the name Prospector Bob.
Prospector
God
Bob.
damn it.
Prospector Bob.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
why don't we head over to the office and see what we can find out about this plot that Buckles was running.
Yeah, let's do that.
Heading to the land claims.
Yeah.
All right. So head out from the Aspen Lounge. Elmer gives you a nod as you leave. Says, come back next time you come around. And you head on over to just a little bit around the way, around the corner there on Main Street to the land claims assay office. And there's a decent amount of people here, which would make sense that, the mining business is booming and people are here to file claims and whatnot. But there's a few different clerks there that are working the desk as you head in and seem, doing their best to efficiently take care of everyone's situation.
All right, we could discuss this one before we go in there.
Well, hell, why have a plan, JT? I thought we were just gonna go in and
Buy the plot. Is that your plan, Mr. Cooper? Buy it.
yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Well, I don't know that Prospector Bob would take kindly to us buying the land out from under him.
Well, I don't think you can buy it without him signing off on it, but I think JT's saying under the pretense of we're potentially looking to purchase the plot, want the look at the deed to make sure it's legitimate before
That makes
we
sense.
turn it into something.
I will not pass judgment.
How do we know the plot is available? I mean, Mr. Buckles is missing, not dead, right? Like that's the.
Maybe we're pessimists.
Well, hell, I mean, Heaston already knows we're looking for Buckles, so I don't think it's probably too big of a secret or anything to worry about. We can say that we're associates of Mr. Buckles and heard he might be looking to sell.
Something does bother me about the Aspen. So if the bartender's
Which
willing,
parts?
if the bartender is willing to acknowledge that it's an agency weapon, and he knows that we might know that he has it. And Heaston already knows that it's there. Why wouldn't you want to deflect or cover up that?
Well, to be fair, we didn't exactly confront him openly about it. We beat the hell out of the bush, but didn't say anything.
And
Well,
certainly
didn't
no
he-
grass around side that bush.
Yeah, no kidding.
Didn't he say that it wouldn't be likely for anyone to have one or something like that?
An
So,
agency
I mean, that's
weapon.
kind of. I feel like that was him kind of saying, like, no way I
I
would.
mean,
Although I am also starting to doubt the skill sets of Mr. Reeg in general to be undercover, yet going around toting a Gatling pistol, trying to cover up, cover as a minor. Doesn't seem like undercover was quite his specialty.
and you'd think that they would have trained him for that sort of thing at the agency.
I'd sure as hell hope, otherwise that's pretty bad.
Well, we don't know that he was walking around town with it. Maybe he thought his life was in danger. I mean, he did think that someone was messing with him. Maybe he wanted to carry it because he thought his
Yeah,
life
that
was in
is-
danger.
That is true. Plus, I suppose we're not supposed to be carrying any kind of weapons in town anyway. We just learned.
You can't expect a man to follow a rule he knows nothing about.
That's true. No signs posted. And the
Let's all
preacher
keep
didn't
it-
warn us either.
Let's also keep in mind that we know what was buried in Mr. Buckle's basement.
That we do.
Yeah, that reminds me, when we do end up venturing back to the house, you fellas can go inside first. After after those nightmares last night, I ain't looking forward to any more visions and terrors.
Now, Mr. Cooper, are you afraid?
Hell no, I ain't afraid. I'm just ain't stupid. But
I'll
we
take
do
that.
need,
That makes sense.
we do need to do something with that that rock when we get back to the house. If it's a rock that big, full of that much evil energy, it's probably needs to be destroyed.
You guys,
See,
where you
that's-
guys at right now?
In
I
the
just-
walking and talking very
Okay.
quietly.
Yeah, I guess we're just walking. Yeah, I guess we should probably save some of this conversation for later. Let's head into the essay's office and take
That's
care of that.
the well, right before we go in, that's the favor that I'm worried about with Mr. Heaston.
Hmm. Does he want that thing back?
He might. I mean, I would have if I was Mr. Heaston and I had that and I no longer had it, I would certainly want it back.
Well, I don't think in good conscience, even if he does want it back, I'd be willing to turn it over to him.
No, which is why I'm
Ah.
worried about that favor.
Why would he want it back? We spent one night dealing with it. And we have a preacher.
For some help that I was.
That's actually a good point, River. Is there like a ritual, exorcism, deal with God you can cut?
It's not it's not it's not the land bureau's office. You can't just go in and cut a deal, buy yourself a slice of divinity. You can't.
Well,
Just-
I've heard of deals with the devil. You mean the God ain't offering a counter?
God wants nothing but your worship and admiration for the things that he has made.
Now I'm confused about that. My whole childhood, I guarantee it was he wanted us to dodge the fire and brimstone coming out of the sky.
Yeah, those Eastern preachers tend to read more towards the front of the book than the back of it. I'm actually
Oh my God, he needs a Benny time. Seriously,
Yes. That is good, yeah.
That's
I'm
the best thing
really-
you said all night.
I'm really enjoying playing a preacher, having been like grown up in conservative Christian locales.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, let's head to the assay office.
Yeah, we
before
will continue this conversation perhaps back at home.
All right, so you head in. As I said, it's pretty busy given the situation of the town. So there's a few people. They're working with the clerks on hand.
Well, hell, John's just gonna walk up, I guess, wait in line or walk up to the first open clerk there and say, yes, I was looking for information on a registered mining plot in this area. Are you able to pull that information?
And the lady there looks at you and says something that's she says, you're inquiring about something that's already pulled out.
Yes. Oh, yeah. As far as this is an active claim that was already filed with the office. I'm sure it's should be under.
All right, hold on a second. And she goes, Ned, yells out, and then this gentleman heads out, and a little quick conversation. He says, turns and basically, she's like, this guy's looking to find some info on one of our claims. And he kind of a little bit of a wiry fellow. He steps up and says, yes, hello, what can I help you with?
Yes. Looking for information on the claim that would have been filed by Mr. Lynn Buckles.
Yes, I know the name. What is it you're after? We don't generally give out information about other people's claims.
Well, he wrote us a few weeks ago, and we just arrived into town. Looked like he was potentially looking to sell. And of course, I want to confirm independently that it is his claim to sell.
I see. I guess we get some of those situations here and there. John, give me a persuasion roll, please. Says, well, I suppose we can, allow that if, Mr. Buckles did reach out to you about this claim. So basically, and he rattles off just some basics of the claim. Gives you location, tells you that he went in on it with Bob Malone. That's about it. Not much else. Just the basics.
But it does tell us like where it's at specifically. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose that's all we need is the location. At least now it's Bob Malone, so we ask for Bob Malone instead of Prospector Bob.
He comes out. He like pulls the file and he's looking at the paperworks and he reads to you what what he has to offer.
Okay.
So I'm kind of hanging back towards the door, waiting for Mr. Cooper to do this. And John, once you find out the information, start heading my way. I'll jump in.
As I say, I'm gonna say thank you, Mr. Ned. Was it?
Ned Little, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Little. Appears that this is a valid claim, so it is on the up and up for Mr. Buckles to potentially sell his stake in the plot with Mr. Malone.
Now, good luck. Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, we haven't run into him yet, but we just got into town yesterday. Hopefully, we can find him potentially and make this deal.
Well, let us know how we
Alright,
can help facilitate.
We'll do. Thank you again. I'll tip his hat and walk back towards JT and the group at the door.
I'll kind of look him up and down really, really quickly and tap my foot. I don't see any paperwork, Mr. Cooper. You didn't get a quote? If I'm going to spend $45,000 on a plot in this town, I expect you to be able to come up with something.
Oh, what are you building? The White House?
I get everyone's attention.
Yeah. Say, no, Mr. Beauregard, but I did find out the location of the plot and the name of Mr. Buckles' co-signer, Bob
I
Malone.
could have gotten that information from 7 children down by the bakery. This is say office. I mean, there has to be a fee, right? I mean, can't we just, initiate a new claim? You, sir, you. How many? $200 to initiate a claim? What's your going rate? I start fingering that.
Is just a little bit of a, you see the other people in there getting their claims. They're just kind of like, what is going on here? And just kind of confusion and whatnot. Let's see here.
This is gonna be terrible.
Oh, it was a train wreck from the moment we walked in.
Well, it was going fine. I got the information we needed. This actually all went according to plan.
We're maintaining appearances.
Ned kind of speaks up and says, well, we'd have to see what's available. Mr. I'm sorry, Mr.
JT Beauregard. I came here on Mr. Heaston's personal invitation to come work on the expansion in this city.
Well, if you are here on behalf of Mr. Heaston, I would assume that your claim would be all taken care of.
Oh, no.
But your
Mr.
companion
Heaston
here...
Mr. Heaston and I came to a different arrangement a few hours ago.
Well, I'm sure that he will inform us of that such arrangement. Give me
The SA office doesn't answer to the state. This is a
give me a
local
notice
scenario.
check.
Yeah, you got it.
John's gonna whisper over to Marcus. He keeps dropping shit like that. He's liable to step in it sooner or later.
Let's
That's
just
terrible.
hope we're about miles away before he does.
Oh, I plan to be.
So yeah, Ned just kind of keeps on, just he says, if you work with Mr. Heaston, you understand how how this town operates, and we will find out about his doings, his business.
Isn't this an appointed position, Ned? Aren't you a clerk and employee of the state or local government? I mean, who is we in this scenario?
We, the claims office.
Mr. Beauregard, let's have that conversation we were meaning to have about that church you were gonna build for me.
Yes,
Just like
brother,
kind of
yes.
pat him on the arm and like kind of move him out the door.
Like,
Yeah,
yep, we should get-
I
we should
stomp
get
out the
going.
door. I stomp out the door.
Well, that was a hell of a show.
Yes, but it gives us some very interesting information.
They are far enough up Mr. Heaston's backside to clean his teeth.
Where are you guys heading out from here?
Oh, next stop, Frank Debonair, I think.
Oh yeah, the old Frontier store. I've been meaning to replace this shirt, and John will look over at that bottle had struck him from the bar and probably cut his shirt a little bit. We needed to replace this and restock on a couple supplies anyway.
So you guys head out, turn the corner, and head towards the Frontier store. Give me notice checks.
Yeah, boy.
And probably
What? Who's gonna follow us at this point?
the local goon squad coming after us, making a big show. Either that or we get robbed. It could be like, word is spread that this jackass has got so much money, no brain, he's just flaunting it all over town.
So JT and John, you both you see a gentleman actually, like, kind of just, you guys are coming around the corner there on 2nd Avenue, and a gentleman comes out of the backside of the claims office and then heads north on 2nd Avenue, almost crossing paths. And you you recognize them as like you guys are just past the office, but you hear the sound of somebody kind of leaving the building, and it just causes you to turn and look. And you see that it looks like the gentleman you just talked to, Ned, and he's heading north on 2nd Street.
He's going for
Second Avenue.
he's going for Mr. Heaston's office.
Well,
Well, that was
perhaps
quick.
This should go well.
perhaps this shirt of mine can last a little bit longer. Think we should keep an eye on where old Ned's headed.
Keep an eye, Mr. Cooper. You got your dear uncle here. I'm sure can do something. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to send Bupo after him, and that's not gonna be pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
hold on. Just give me a second to think here. No one's sending gun-toting, card-toting, clockwork owl after anyone.
because can Bupo carry a gun? Or has he got like a little turret that pops out of his beak and
Oh no.
opens it up, like two little shotgun barrels come out?
I need some more advances before I can go there, gentlemen.
But you're telling us that there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
Oh shit. I forgot what character I'm playing. I don't have charisma. I can't convince this guy to do anything. Never mind, send Bupo.
Well, no, we got. I mean, at the end of the day, all he's doing is going to Heaston. Heaston already knows what we're up to a degree.
He's
Yeah.
probably figuring out if JT was lying or not.
Yeah, that's probably it. Which,
But I guess, since he is headed that way, we probably can't take too much time here. John's gonna go ahead and guess and start walking that direction at sort of a far enough back pace to just be like, oh, coincidentally we're headed the same way, just to confirm if he is going straight to Heaston's office.
yeah, that's a good idea. Not all of us, but probably just John.
John,
Max,
you're
do
heading
you,
up? John,
you
give me a stealth roll.
That will be nope, that is not unskilled because everybody gets stealth.
That's a success.
1 second. This would be opposed.
Oh, right.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
afraid
so I
you
gotta
say
look
that
up.
actually.
There's no passive checks in this.
Got my last Benny. I'll give it a whirl. Oh, worse. Should have kept my 4.
Yeah, that's the downside.
But then again, I'm not necessarily trying to be too sneaky about it because I mean, hell, it's just a damn First Avenue. A lot of people walk up and down the street.
Second.
Hi.
All right, so yeah, just kind of there's no significant notice.
Okay. Does he in fact just go to the office?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I figured. Probably nothing too shocking there.
Yep.
All right. So John will try to think where we're at on the map here now.
I mean, you'd be somewhere around their main second because you just came out of 28.
Okay, so that's where the office was.
Yeah, and then 24 is Heaston's.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll just
Wow, he isn't that far to go at all.
all right. But I guess once I see him go into the office, yeah, because that's probably good enough. John will just kind of, oh, this isn't the way I need to go. Turn back around and head back to the group. 'Cause I think so the rest of the group's back down this way.
Yep. So
Okay,
where you guys heading from here?
Head to the old Frontier store, I think. Get introduced to Mr. Debonay.
Yeah, do you think he's at the Frontier store, or you think he's at the cafe and cigar place? Probably at the Frontier store at this time of day. That's probably a good call.
Yeah, I mean, I think it says he runs, like he manages it. So I think, yeah, cigar store seems like an after supper place. Maybe we'll head there some evening for a little relaxation and a fine cigar.
Yeah, we do need to find out if it's a government operated assay or just a commercial private business assay office. That is something we gotta kind of.
Does it say Bureau of Land Management anywhere on the building?
What's the number? 28. I mean the clerks. You know they are members of the county, so they're county clerks. That says anything,
Okay.
but it doesn't.
So it
really,
is government. Well,
Yeah.
that's important because if Heaston has it that far controlled, or he's controlling the county's, government appointments and all that, he's a much bigger deal. Oh, let me guess. He also owns the First National Bank, doesn't he? So this is gonna be bad. Well, the only good news, gentlemen, is I am actually rich.
You know, never mind. This ain't the time for Bible verses.
But yeah, I suppose if anybody's going to give us the true story and the dirt on Mr. Heaston, is probably head of the
Deputy?
Independent Miners Union, or yeah, I think that's what's called.
Mhm.
That seems right.
I'm not.
Yeah, I think it's time we get the lay of the land. Hopefully, we can make a friend this time.
All right, so
Or at least not make an enemy.
yeah. So you guys head into the general store, and it's definitely that. It has. You notice quickly it's got a little bit of everything here. There's a few gentlemen in here that you can tell are miners themselves, grabbing a few things. Some of the miners that are there, the customers, it almost a little bit of a hangout as well in between. Whatever. It's got everything: flour, sugar, salt, clothing, hardware, candy. Many things beyond that as well. You come inside and you see some of the patrons there. There's a gentleman behind like the main counter there as you come in, and he just looks up, gives you a friendly smile, and says, "Welcome."
Hello. My understanding is Frank Devaney runs this establishment. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, he does. He does.
Is he perhaps in today?
No, he's down at Fort Bridger today, taking care of some of his other business.
Do you expect him to be back? Does he usually stay there often, or does he come back in the evenings?
Oh, sometimes it's an every other day thing. Just depends on what the Sutler's gig has in store for him. But I think it was more of a supply run, so should be back. And I know he's got some work at his restaurant as well. So, but it's when he's not around, Buckshot and me, we take care of the general store here. Is there a message I can pass along to Mr. Devaney?
Just remind me, was he the guy then at Fort Bridger that we?
No, you didn't talk
okay,
to Frank
no.
himself. No,
Okay,
you just
all right,
kind
just
of
making
knew
just
of
making
him.
sure
Yeah.
that wasn't actually him. Okay.
Yeah, the one at Fort Bridger was like was a soldier there at the fort.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to
Well,
leave
yes,
a message or not, or just track him down later.
absolutely. I mean, the nature of my business was, of course, to speak to the Independent Miners Union, not actually as the owner of either of these establishments that I know he has in town. But, gentlemen, is there any supplies that we need?
You need to look at how many bullets I have left. I have 46. If I run out, we're in big trouble.
Well, yeah, you all got a clothing area here. I just need
We
a
certainly do. He,
Okay.
Buckshot yells out, and
chat.
a younger gentleman kind of runs up and says, "Oh, yes, Hod, what can I do?" Says, "This gentleman's looking for some fine, some of our wares." And he turns back to you, JT, and says, "You know, if you want to talk to Mr. Debony about the union, you might check in with at the hall, the association hall. Might have a better handle on his schedule in that regard over there."
Do they? Does he participate in certain meetings or hearings on particular
Yes,
days
they have
of the
I
week?
know they have a bi-weekly meeting. Out of character, I learned that bi-weekly, which makes sense, can mean either twice a week or every other week, which is
the
confusing
dumbest
as
fucking
hell.
thing. Yeah.
That's why.
He says, yes, bi-weekly meetings there. He, as a president, he's definitely going to be there for those.
Excellent. I kind of turn to Buckshot as he's headed over to Mr. Cooper. I'm like, yes, can we help my friend get into the? Well, he needs to look like me. So.
Well, I'm not sure we have. We'll see what we
I
can
wink
do.
at John and then walk away.
And John will turn to Buckshot and say, "You can disregard that. Just looking for a new shirt."
Oh, we can help you out with that for sure.
All right. So yeah, go see what they have here, I guess, and look at the common gear thing here.
Yeah, you want more of a dress shirt or just a work shirt? Or are you trying to get something fancy?
Well, for $3, probably not too fancy, but yeah, I guess a nice shirt to replace the one I have. So it may be a $3 shirt.
Okay.
Nothing too anything like silk or anything like that. Just a nice well made, San Francisco made shirt.
All right, gets you something with a nice yeah.
Does just kind of out of characters being around you guys, do you guys all have like jackets that give you armor?
No.
No.
Negative. Could not afford that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sort of ask the clerk, are you carrying any dusters or jackets out of rattler hide or anything else for the more debonair of us? I'd like to get
we have a
my
few
boys-
options. We do. We've got some heavy leather and whatnot. What are you looking for?
What would be ideal, I think, is some dusters for these fine gentlemen behind me. Perhaps something that could, stop a possessed bullet from hitting their bodies.
He kind of looks a little taken aback at the suggestion of that. Does a regular duster? It's got to be regular.
There's a rule
wasn't
for the
it?
rattler hide, so it's 10 times normal price.
Where's that at?
Jesus.
20,
Page 26.
26.
Yeah. Then there's
Oh,
also
I see it.
Then there's also just armored
Vests and stuff, but that's from Smith and Robards, right? I don't think you guys are gonna be able to get any of that here.
Well, you could get they have the chaps. That's what I was looking at. I thought there was.
I thought they even said too from the catalog, you can basically just order stuff.
Yeah, but there's a whole thing with the Smith, so I have connections with Smith and Robards, so I can actually get that stuff for you guys.
Okay, I thought I figured you could order it somehow through the Sears and Roebuck style catalog.
Right. So
Yeah,
you guys continue to inquire about the offerings here. Would there be anything else you're going to be doing at the store?
No, I don't think so. Probably just some shopping. So I guess you want to handle that downtime style like we do in other
Yeah.
works too.
Wrap up here a little bit. So
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think just kind of browse the store for some wares and yeah, a little shopping.
Okay, and then what might be your next destination?
Trying to think what we still have. So the mining plot, we know where that's at now. We've got well, it's still midday too, so I guess we're not probably going back to the house to shut down for the night. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on next places to go?
Max, you've been a little quieter than usual this game. Is there anything that Uncle James wants to do?
Not that I can think of at the moment. Um,
What was Buckles' girlfriend's name again? I don't know. I can't find that. on my notes.
Her name was
Something
Millie.
Millie, yeah.
Millie LaChance.
Should we visit Miss LaChance again and perhaps let her know that Mr. Buckles' weapon ended up at the Aspen?
Well, I don't know if I'd want to go and tell somebody their potentially murdered boyfriend, fiance, companion was had something to do with the Aspen. Might start causing some trouble. So we may want to keep that to ourselves until we know more about it. Just
What,
thinking.
pray tell, is Wasatch Air Base?
Right? I was looking at that. I'm like, hold on.
I feel like
what
we need
year
to go
is it?
there.
Did you see that?
I put it in
It's on
the
the-
Discord.
Oh,
Oh, it's on the way to Prospector Bob's claim. It's on the way. We got to stop.
All right, so you guys do some shopping and then collecting some goods to help out going forward in your adventures, and then stepping out of the store, deciding where to go next to continue your investigations. So
yeah. That's true.
we'll wrap up there, and we come back in a couple weeks and continue on. So
That's true. Yeah, we can
see where we go.
Yeah, we can chat through it in
Yep.
Discord on where we want to go next.
Yeah.
Really
That
probably,
too, definitely that, and then the shopping, of course, as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I figure too, if we should probably figure it out sometime, not too long to give you a chance to sort of prepare ahead of time where we might be.
No, I
headed.
think probably let's see, 2 Wednesdays from now we should figure it out then. The 7th.
Yeah, the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe.
no,
maybe
you're
sometime-
fine. We're good. Like I said, I got to read the entry on the fly for the most part. It's not too bad.
The other thing,
going
too,
well.
the other thing John was thinking about too, because I guess he noticed when he started talking about the Ghost Steel gang and then also Scarlet as well.
We
Is there any
might-
kind of connection between Blaine and them? So maybe at some point we go to the old jail and chat with her and see what.
We might do well to go after that bounty, honestly. Because I don't know, it kind of seems like, I mean, he's got a connection to Buckles, and then Blaine's got a connection to Buckles, and then Blaine's got a connection to the Ghost Steel gang. And they're
Well, we know that one's in custody, so it might
yeah,
be
so we
worth,
can go talk to her.
worth the conversation, see what she might slip and give away.
Well, assuming the marshal even lets us talk to her.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm
we, have
sure
the,
there's,
we have the
well,
agency badge.
Well, all we have to say is, hey, we want to go after this bounty. Can we talk to?
yeah, we're doing him a
Yeah.
favor, so
Yeah,
that's another option for us too. So we got we'll decide.
I think
on a
we're.
course.
I think we got plenty of leads.
Yes. That's the nice thing about this sandbox style thing is there's plenty of places to go and things to do and follow up on. So I love it.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, also, I want to point
61
out is that
places.
Right?
What's that,
now,
JT?
now that we see the map, that the prospector Bob's claim is near Terrytown Bench. One of the rumors
Terrytown Bench
wrote-
is that massive just area, but yeah.
That mountain.
Oh, okay.
Well, Terrytown Mountain is where the explosion was last month.
Oh, that's right.
Powder Jack's camp.
I am super confused about Wasatch Air Base because what year is it again?
Well,
18.
dirigibles. Yeah.
I guess
1880 something, right? 1888, 1880.
because manned flight wasn't. I mean, aside from dirigibles, kind of.
Well, you
wasn't
gotta also
invented
remember
until
we've
1903.
we've got Ghost Rock powered weapons.
You
And
got
That's
mad
true.
scientists.
so
That's true.
We're in a little
Could
bit
be
of
an oversight.
alt
There's
history.
not an entry about it, so
No, that's so sad.
I'll have to
Get online and
Yeah,
ask
well,
people, what the hell is this? They put it on the
yeah.
map and didn't.
It's
explain it.
actually just copy paste the Air Force Base from GTA 5.
Oh wait, oh, okay. No, never mind. I think there is something kind of here. Okay, yeah, I'll look into this more.
It's just like one hot air balloon in an open plane.
Air base, yes. How much money does JT currently have available for all this shopping? He's getting ready to.
I am curious.
Whoa. I mean, I'm sitting, it's starting to dwindle down, guys, but I'm sitting on.
You're throwing fun. You're giving
throwing it
kids
around.
You're giving kids $5 tips for bringing donuts to you.
That's more
I'm
money
da-
than they've ever seen before.
I'm down to a measly $737.
That is so much money.
Well, see,
Oh,
that's
have you not read the description for the Edge, Filthy Rich? This fortunate individual is very wealthy. He has 5 times the starting funds for the setting during character creation, and if appropriate, a yearly income after responsibles of around $500,000.
what? 500. Well, that's
Yeah.
from Swade. That's
Man.
from Swade, though, isn't it?
I don't know
Yeah.
who made me as
Yeah.
a character, but I wish they could have taken that instead of whatever
still-
else they gave me.
You-
No, I'm talking about me.
All right,
Me.
yeah. That 500,000 is probably gotta be prorated somewhat to the deadline.
Still.
No, it's still a lot.
a-
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think that is a Swade one. Hold on a
No.
second. I gotta-
Filthy
Mm.
rich.
500,000. 500,000 back then be enough to buy the continental United States.
Well, I was just thinking because if starting in Swade was $500 and then
Starting in
Deadlands was
Deadlands.
$250, I
Five-
guess everything's kind of
550,
halved to a degree.
Yeah, but
Oh
that's,
no, so it's only
It's still a lot, though,
$250,000.
yeah, so I guess regardless.
Oh no, what a nightmare.
So I guess you can afford the Rattler hide stuff.
Yeah, it's only $100 a jacket. I mean, if you guys really want, you guys don't have armor.
Okay, I have some natural toughness because I'm not actually alive. So
Yeah, because I thought about some sort of armored, either the duster or the vest. I mean, even quote the duster. I may flavor it as just saying, he's got his vest because he has a vest. But yeah,
Yeah, well, I have the armored vest and the armored derby. I have an armor of 4.
so
well,
JT's the
isn't that
tank.
just nice?
He can rush in with his shotgun stick and fend everybody off, and protect us with his armor.
Yeah, we'll all hide behind you next time.
He's
That's why I didn't
Paladin
take
JT.
shooting. I
Paladin
didn't take
JT.
shooting.
Oh.
Yeah, between the freaking burst lightning weapon and the and the shotgun stick is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess
And you
Todd,
guys-
just for sake of the shopping piece, is it assumption anything that's in like the common goods section of the book would be
Yeah, most likely.
available?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take a look
yeah,
at that
most
then.
likely. So
I think there's actually a place specifically for guns, if I remember right, too, like an actual gun store, which would probably have actual weapons versus.
oh,
the-
probably, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was on the map. I
Right,
saw
so-
there was a gunsmith or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
All right, cool.
I
All
wish
right,
they
guys,
had-
awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
we will catch up online in between and see where we go next time. So
All right, sounds good.
another good session. See you guys.
See y'all
ya.
later.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.